Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update on Bitcoin. Right now we're at $5,309. We're up 0.36%. And I really want to get a quick video out to you. This is just going to be a quick one. And the reason I did is because we're really getting to a spot here, guys. A breakout is, we're imminent here. I mean, it's going to happen at any time. We can't move sideways too much longer, and these candles are getting very small. You can see just the fight between the bulls and the bears here. And eventually we're either going to be breaking up to the upside and see if we can come up and test maybe around that $5,700-$5,800, or we're going to start heading to the downside. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw some indicators up for you, and we're going to kind of devise a little plan here and see which way, we're thinking the market could move due to the signals, some of the things that we're seeing. So that's what I want to get into with you guys. I'm seeing bullish things, I'm seeing bearish things. There's a lot of mixed indicators out there right now, so that's where you just got to be very careful and wait for this breakout to see which side we break, to the upside or downside. But a break's going to be happening very soon. It could happen today at any time, just so you know. So be prepared, be ready, guys. All right, let's get into this. And if you could, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you like what we do here, guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So what I did here, guys, I pulled the Fibonacci, and I wanted to start with the Fibonacci, really look at these levels. So we went from our high to our low here, and what happened was we got up to this 0.618. This last time we kind of had a shooting star candle, we pushed through it, and then we fell back down. We kind of wicked to this 0.5 area, then we got bought back up, and right now we actually had a close yesterday in that doji candle up above the 0.618 at 5,234. And that could be a significant close, because a lot of times when you close up above that, then you can start moving to the upside a little bit more. But we're going to have to see. Right now we're not seeing that continuation to the upside with significant volume. You can kind of see the volumes tailing off right now. And also we almost have what looks like one of these shooting star candles forming here. You can see where we got pushed up, and then it looks like we're trying to get pushed back down right now. But we're going to have to see. The close is not for a good amount of time away, almost 9 hours, guys. So anything can happen at this time right now. I just wanted to point that out to you. But, if we did close where we're at now, that would almost be one of those shooting star candles, and it would look like tweezer tops there in a way too from this move. So we put in this move from right here, and we start going up, and then we tweezer top up here. Then we'd have to see if we came down and found some support around this 20 EMA, which we've been holding as support now. Let's see, guys, really been holding it, we'll say, about since this area back here in February. We've been treating that as pretty good support. Yeah, we've gotten through it a few times. We've wicked down through it, but each time we've defended and we've kept going up. And that's going to be around that $5,000 area, which would be another good area to maybe back test around that $5,000. So I want you to keep that on your radar here. Also pay attention to this as well. We could potentially have a golden cross of our 50 moving average over top of our, I believe, 200-day moving average there, guys. So that's something I want you to pay attention to. Back here, we got that cross of the 50 over the 100, and we had a nice little move there. So I want you to pay attention, but we're going to have to see. We're not fully there yet. We have not officially had that cross. It's just looking like it could be a possibility if things keep moving. So I want you to pay attention to that. So we're up above the 0.618 right now, but we are kind of being wicked and rejected right there. So keep that in your mind. We're up above this 20 EMA, which we have not properly back tested yet for real. We've had this nice gap away from it. So eventually we're going to have to come back and back test it. And we're also looking at that golden cross to see if that starts to come. All right, guys. So that's what I'm looking at on the Fibonacci. We are up above that 0.618, but let's see where we close today. That's what I'm going to be paying very close attention to. Now we're going to get into some of these indicators and what I want to see here. All right. So guys, let's start with the RSI. We're just going to work our way around here, and then we can kind of put these in a bullish or bearish category. So with the RSI, we're at 70 right now, so that is overbought. And remember, guys, in a traditional market, over 70 is overbought. Cryptocurrency is not a traditional market. We could go up from here. From 70, we've seen it go as high as just in this last pump, and we stayed there for a while, guys, 88, 90. So, we could run to the upside, but the books and everything would say you would not want to jump in on something on a one day that's around 70 on the RSI. So keep that in mind. I want you to just pay close attention to that and kind of make your own decision. If you want to jump in when it's higher like that, you do so. But for me, I'm more of a patient guy. I would not want to jump into the upside when the RSI is showing an overbought situation. So that's just me. So RSI overbought, guys, a little more bearish right there. Next one I want to go to is the MACD. And I got about 4 or 5 we're going to go through here, and some of them are very important. So far, RSI is bearish. All right, so MACD, it's a little bit more neutral here, and what I can say is we had this bearish cross, so we started moving to the downside here, and you can see the histogram started moving to the downside, but now we're kind of flattening out and moving sideways. We're going to have to see. Sometimes it could just be like this, moving sideways, and then we open up more and start falling down, but we're going to have to keep our eye out on this one. But this still we would put in the more bearish category just due to the fact that we did have that downward cross right there. So we got to keep that in mind, guys. All right, so that's two indicators there that we'd put a little more in the bearish camp. Next one I wanted to go to was the NVT, and this is a really good one. If you start doing some research, I was researching into it last night a little bit more, and guys, it's showing all the transactions and whatnot on the blockchain, and typically when you get up here in this red like that, you traditionally have a sell-off. And let me show this to you so we can go back like this. See, when you got up here, really overextended, and then we had that massive sell-off over here. We got overextended a few times here, and we fell down here, and we just kind of moved sideways, and then this was that red territory before we had that massive breakdown, which we had. So, you know, this is another indicator where I'd say, hey, you know, we're in the red here, and also it was talking about how overbought territory is 150 on this, and we're looking at 164 and 162. So I want you to be aware of that, and it looks like we almost want to basically turn to the downside here. Let me zoom in on this for you. You can use this just like a MACD in a way. So I'm looking at this line here to see if we start crossing back down through that signal line there. So this is in the red, and I'm starting to, you know, add up this plan. I'm saying, yeah, a whale can step in and do whatever it wants, but you're starting to see these things. You're going, man, most of the indicators are bearish. In cryptocurrency, anything can happen. That's why I always said a whale can step in and we'll have to ride their coattails. Right here, we could have a big solid white candle that blasts to the upside. It can definitely happen, guys, but the indicators are not saying, hey, you want to jump in right now and jump into a long position. If you're already in a long position, then that's great. And you can set your stop loss where you want it to be and then continue to let it ride. But this is a tough area to want to buy into just due to a lot of the indicators. So the next one, guys, let me see here. Let's go to our stock RSI. So far, the three indicators basically all been bearish here, guys. Let's see what the stock's looking like. Stock RSI, we have room to run, which is a good thing here. So we actually had a bullish cross there. Now it's looking like it may want to roll over a little bit, but we have to pay attention to this here. But there is room to run on the stock. So this one, you know, guys, we're at 26 and 23, so we're kind of in that oversold territory. So keep that in mind as well, that there is room to run on the stock RSI on the 1 day. So that's a good thing that it has the possibility to run. We're not all the way pinned out up here. Do you see over here, guys, where we really got overextended and then we started to drop down? So keep that in the back of your head. And then I want to do the Bollinger Bands. And I think these are very important to show when we're getting overextended to either way. Alright, so with the Bollinger Bands now, guys, you can see they're starting to curl in like this, and that means they're wanting to come back together. It gets really tight when these candles get smaller or whatnot. The Bollinger Bands get very tight, and then when you have a large move either to the upside or downside, they will expand. So pay close attention to that and really keep this in the back of your mind here. And guys, this is the middle band, and we have not came back and properly back tested this, which in most moves you always come back to it. So that's something I'm being aware of as well. And that middle band is going to be around that $5,071. So let's see what happens with that. But the Bollinger Bands are getting a little bit tighter right now. So, you know, put that in the back of your mind and just pay attention to it. But you know, guys, we're in this short to intermediate term, I'd say even more intermediate term uptrend now. We've been having these higher lows, higher lows. You can see them moving all the way up here. But in my humble opinion, and this is just my opinion, guys, at some point, it doesn't even have to be now or in the next week or whatever, we're probably going to have to come and back test this 200-day moving average again. Whenever you blast through it with a $1,000 candle, you know, we have been oversold and whatnot for all that time when we really had this big drop, so maybe that's just making it up on the backside. But a lot of times when you do blast up through that 200-day, you'll want to back test it, find very significant solid volume off it, and then continue the move to the upside. So, you know, guys, these are the things that I'm looking at. What I'm bringing you today is just be very, very patient, be careful, also have your alarms set. And you know what? Let me set my alarms with you. So I'll show you how to do this if you guys haven't done it. So this is where I'm going to put my alarms. Let me get this eraser off. I'm going to set an alarm about right in this area here. So I right-clicked. Guys, add my alert. Then I want one right here as well at 5168. So I'll start knowing. And what happens is you just get alerted, guys, which is very cool. And then if the price goes up above that right here, it'll say, you know, I'll get a message on my Fitbit or whatever, or my phone, and it'll say, hey, you know, Bitcoin's crossing this area, and then I can run in here and check it out. Let me see, did that last one not hold? So let me try that. Alright, I think it's only giving me one right now. I'll probably have to go through and close some other ones out. They only give you so many. So, guys, that's what I'm going to pay attention to. I'm actually probably going to move this to the upside there if I'm able to. I'll change that later. So, God bless you all, guys. Take care. I appreciate you all being here with me, and hopefully you got a little something from this. But I just say patience is key. You know, we're looking at those doji candles, looking at some of these things. A lot of wicks up here fighting around. So, let's pay attention. Alright, guys. Take care.